Oh, I had to go live. I had to go live because my homeboy, Russell Westbrook, is in the news unfairly, I might add. Welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about Mike Malone being fired suddenly with like 3 games to go in the season. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera. Yes. So I decided to hop on this topic because my homie Russell, you can see his jersey barely at the side of my screen, is in the news again because people seem to believe that he is at the core or the main reason why Mike Malone got fired. And I'm here to tell you, obviously, that is not the case. I'm here to tell you that you should look other places, look at other options, because by no means is Russell Westbrook the center of a coach being fired. In fact, I think Russell Westbrook has kept a lot of coaches in their role for maybe sometimes longer than they should be. But like, here is the let's see if I could share the actual meme that I saw. Sorry for the John Morant stuff, but here it is. This is the main one. Russell Westbrook, the last 6 coaches. This is what they're trying to say. Sorry, let me get that out your way. Here it is. Russell Westbrook. This meme, not just Basketball Forever is saying this, but like all the platforms are saying, hey, he's responsible or has been on the roster for at least 6 coaches being fired. You see Mike D'Antoni there. You see Scott Brooks, Frank Vogel, Darvin Ham, Ty Lue's the only one that has remained. So not 6 coaches fired, but 5. And then Mike Malone. Russell Westbrook is not the reason. I'm going to say it again. Russell Westbrook is not the reason why any of these coaches were fired. Saying Russell Westbrook is the reason these coaches have been fired is like, no disrespect, but a low level way of thinking. All right. I don't think that you can actually blame him for anything. Sorry, my cat is about to jump on this desk right now. And I think that we can dig deep into the reasons why on this show. So first of all, my theory is that there was an internal argument. Yes. They say it's been a bitter battle between Calvin Booth and Mike Malone, possibly, right? Actually, as many sources have verified, so enough for me not to decline, right? But when a coach is fired with 3 games left in the season and you're still in the playoffs, to me, there is more than just an internal battle. There's more than just 2 executives fighting. You work, right? You are at your job. You know that you fight with your coworkers all the freaking time, and it's up to a manager. Now, granted, the general manager wasn't involved, but it's up to the manager, executives, whoever it may be, to settle or squash that battle, especially if you as a team are successful, especially if you're going into the playoffs and have a good chance of actually winning this thing again. You're going to keep it together. You're going to keep who's at the helm, and you're going to move forward. But when there are other stronger disagreements involved, you will see something like this happen. And I believe that there could have been other disagreements involved that had made Josh or Stan Kroenke decided to have both of these guys exit, not just one, because they could have just said, hey, Calvin, you got to go. his contract was done at the end of the year. They were in negotiations to renew, and those negotiations went stale. So everybody kind of knew that Calvin was not coming back to the Nuggets, and so he was already on the way out. But when you need to accelerate someone on the way out and take somebody with them, I feel like there's some other stronger things, and one of those stronger things could have been just a disagreement with the Cronkies in the first place. Like, when you disagree at the highest level, that's when it's problematic, right? And so I believe that there has been, or probably was, some disagreement at a higher level of the executives. Sorry, my camera just stuck into place. But so I don't want to put rumors out there, but maybe there was a disagreement with the Kroenke family at that level. Listen, you gotta go. You can't disagree with me. The other thing I could possibly believe is that they felt that Joker would demand a trade immediately after the season. And I don't know if it's possible. Well, I mean, anything is possible. If you have a player that is not happy with being in your organization and they say something along the lines of needing a trade, you're gonna have to honor it, because you want other people or other players to see that they respect the players, and they respect the players' wishes to be other places, because then you won't get other stars willing to come there. And when you have a team like the Nuggets, not to say that the Nuggets is a bad team, but a lot of people don't want to come to Colorado. And yeah, you got to keep what you get. So I get the feeling that something trickled up the ladder to the executives that Joker wasn't happy. And when Joker isn't happy and he is your franchise cash cow, you got to make moves immediately to show that you got his back. Because if you lose him, you may not get another him. You may not get another star close to him. You might not get another star half to what he's been able to bring to Denver. So in that case, you make a move quickly to show that you have allegiance to your star, because his contract isn't up for another, I guess, 2 or 3 years. I think he started an extension in 2023, I believe. So it's not like he's in danger of being a free agent, but like if you get the feeling that things might get shaken up, you do it. So before I move on to the last point, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, everybody who subscribed so far. I got about 780 subscribers, which isn't a lot, but I'm appreciative of all of you who have subscribed. I want to always also say that I am releasing a coloring book for young athletes or young people interested in sports that are traveling, for kids age 4 to 11. It's a coloring book. You can find the description in you can find the link in my description, and go ahead and get you a coloring book so your little 4 to 11-year-old can enjoy sports while you guys go on vacation this summer. But back to what we were talking about. What happens when you lose a locker room or you lose the team that you're managing? Because there's a lesson in all of this. It's not just, hey, let's address a shockwave. There's a lesson to this. So there's been rumors that the body language of the Nuggets did not show that they were interested in the game, despite the fact that they were at, I think they were their 4th or 3rd in the West. Yes, that is an alarming flag, because if you're winning and your team doesn't feel like winners, then we're talking about an emotional, cultural thing that is maybe toxic, so toxic that you're a winner and you don't feel like you're winning. Sorry, I was looking at the same camera or wrong camera. And when you're a winner and you don't feel like you're winning, you gotta erase the toxicity around you. Now, my third theory, right? If we do put it on the beef between Mike and Calvin, is that the battle between the two were so toxic that it started to affect the players. It started to affect the players in a way that made them feel like they don't want to be there. And if it's gotten to that point, you have to get rid of both areas of toxicity. All right? If two people are fighting and you think that there's no resolution, or they're not moving to a resolution, and it starts affecting everyone else, you gotta get them out. So in that case, I'm going to go with yes. If we're seeing option 3 is they were actually fighting to a point where it made the work environment not enjoyable. It made the locker room feel kind of fragmented. There's undertones of negativity with everything, and now it was starting to direct to the players. Maybe that was a situation that could not be resolved with conversation. Yeah, you gotta get rid of Mike. So those are my theories, but I rebuke it when people say that it's Russell Westbrook's fault. It isn't Russell Westbrook's fault at all. Like, to make this random thing, I'm just pulling up the stats because if some of you guys think I'm a homer, and I'm not going to disagree. I am a homer. Clearly, I have Russell Westbrook on my wall. But let's take a look at some of these stats. So you're trying to tell me that Russell Westbrook should not have played over someone that averaged 13 minutes a game, and with 4 points, right? Now I know there's more than buckets, but like, this is what we're talking about here. And you're not going to disrespect Russell Westbrook's skill set, even though he's not the Russell Westbrook he was back in the day. He is certainly not he's certainly not washed. Let's look at Russell Westbrook's stats. I have him right here. Sorry, Russell Westbrook here. He's at 27 minutes a game. Is it 28 minutes a game? 13.3 points. There's production there. So if they were fighting about that, clearly Mike was making the decision based off of the results. Now, we're not in practice, right? We're not in practice. Yeah, I'm talking about practice. We're talking about practice. Practice could be a whole different thing. Maybe Jalen is knocking it out of the park and needs a chance. But to say this is the reason why Mike Malone was fired is absurd. I'm going to end it there, but thank you for joining me. Let's watch this and see what happens tomorrow. Peace.